And as many of you know, Cassie, my amazing, loyal dog, passed away 3 weeks and a day ago, 22 whole days. Not that I'm counting, but yeah, it's been a process recovering. And so now it's kind of turned into car lives. But I just got done going to the gym, and I've been going to the gym a little bit more to compensate for not walking Cassie. But couple things I want to talk about. These are serious topics, and sometimes we joke around, laugh about things, but we need to. We need to laugh when we can about things going on, because just don't be too serious. If you get too serious all the time and you're focused on the politics and they said this and these other people said this all the time, you're just going to be upset and you're going to have a lot of bad days. Just like if you're watching the TV too much, you're probably going to have a lot of bad days. So I recommend you turn it off. So the kind of topics lately, obviously most of you all know about Gene Ho put out the public video talking about what happened kind of vaguely with Household of Faith Church, certain people, gossip, spreading things, and he kind of gave the short story about why he left the church last year, and most of you already know that. And then, well, at the same time and after, George Magazine officially posted about it, and then another post about Pastor Bob kind of joking about flatheads and flat earth and different things that he just talked about for a few minutes in a sermon just over a week ago. And so anyway, what I want you all to know, sometimes some of the comments that I see, whether it's a live or a video that I post, it's like, I didn't say that, did I? Did I say that? No. And usually I don't go back and watch my own videos, but I know what I said and what I didn't say. And I never have just made light of what happened at Household of Faith Church, or even that Gene should have or shouldn't have made that video. I didn't even go that far to chime in. You know, there's lots of people that make videos, creators, influencers, whatever they are, and they will just chime in immediately on, oh, how could he? And yeah, that should have happened, and this didn't happen. And a lot of you in the comments too. And I'm not naming any names. But what I'm getting at is that we're all looking at things from different perceptions. And I've always encouraged all of you, whatever channel that you followed me on, to don't jump to conclusions and let things play out. However, sometimes I have dropped some hints about George isn't just talking about this because Gene had a bad experience at church, right? I mean, think about it logically. That's not going to happen from George Magazine, who is building a tremendous reputation, as a matter of fact, for knowing what's ahead, what's coming, and they've been knocking it out of the park the last few years. Okay, so with all that being said, there is a couple happenings. I just want to give you guys a quick update. And as usual, I'm not here to name names or make anything too personal or specific, but you're going to hear more soon about an individual at a certain church in, let's just say, Benton, Arkansas, who seems to have had some relations or attempted with a child far away. Not there, but like traveling someplace else. And yeah, it's the church that you're thinking of right now. But like I just said, we're not going to jump on any conclusions, or I'm not going to give you more than I should. But it's a guitar player in the band, and this kind of stuff is serious, and it's been happening a lot in our country, more than we even want to know. But then when you combine it with other stories we've heard about the border, and yeah, I could go on and on. People are paying attention and seeing how it's affecting us in our own communities in different ways. And so there's going to be more to share about that in the future. But along with that, some of you have seen things that Dave Blaze has mentioned about Pastor Bob or the church and certain people. Now you have to keep in mind, put this in perspective. Hot Springs, where George is primarily located, and Benton, Arkansas, is only about 30 miles apart. And there's been people, I'm not going to say how many, but there's been people who have worked for George who did not do a good job, and possibly they went to Household of Faith Church, and I'll leave it at that, and didn't like the direction that George was going and whatnot. And so they want to cause problems. And all it takes is just talking smack about somebody and doing it in a sneaky way, that can cause a lot of problems. So, like I said, I'm not here to say, Pastor Bob is right or wrong, or these people are right or wrong, George is right or wrong. No. I've been trying to kind of keep you guys updated with certain things, and hopefully help keep you level-headed and looking at the bigger picture. Because whether you think certain things have happened on purpose or not, like there's some sort of plan evolving, people are showing who they're loyal to and who they're not, and who they're talking about behind their backs and things like that. And you could say I'm officially and also not officially working with George. And I don't even have to explain that to you, what that means. But because of a certain relationship that I have with George, I told them months ago that I plan to support you guys however I can. And I do see certain things happening and coming along from the 30,000 foot view. And yeah, I'm going to keep doing my thing. So, did I cover all the serious stuff? Yeah, I think so. But anyway, like I said, yeah, there are serious things happening. These are serious. It wasn't just Gene Ho complaining about his church and a few people and using the George platform to do it. Is it serious? Is there certain people who maybe really shouldn't have been talking and saying things, and they were? Yes. But there's also, like I said, the 30,000 foot view of things. There are bigger things at play. So people with small minds doing small-minded things, they're just showing themselves for who they are. They're showing their true colors. And those who are being loyal, whether it's to Pastor Bob, the church, George, Gene, Dave, whoever that they should be loyal to, being real friends to, those people are showing themselves for what they are. And so, yeah, there's times where I might try to give you guys some tidbits and breadcrumbs about what's happening, but I'm going to do my best to never say anything that steps all over the loyalty that I want to give to good, decent people who are doing the right things. So that's all I wanted to share. I'm going to hit the road. I can't really drive because as soon as I do, the signal's going to get bad. And here it's pretty good. So thank you all for joining me. Irma, Jeanette, oops. And yeah. So yeah, stay true to the people you should stay true to. Excuse me. And enjoy life, because that's what keeps it. A lot of times you have to do that. And if there's funny things that happen, if it's funny enough to laugh at because it's true, well, the best comedy is truth. So keep laughing, enjoying, stay blessed. I will see you again soon. See you next time. For now.